London Uncovered. As we are moving on to a new episode, and today we are talking about finding freedom. Yes, we read about freedom, dream about freedom, rejoice in the notion of freedom, teach, advocate, and hope for freedom. But what does freedom mean? Here are some definitions. 1. The power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. 2. Absence of subjection to foreign domination or despotic government. 3. The state of not being imprisoned or enslaved. 4. Freedom is a condition in which people have the opportunity to speak, act, and pursue happiness without unnecessary external restrictions. So why is freedom so important? Freedom is important because it leads to enhanced expressions of creativity and original thought, increased productivity, and an overall high quality of life. Above all this, the human heart remains free in one regard, free to choose whatever it desires. And one author puts it beautifully: freedom from hunger and freedom from pain, freedom from loss and so freedom from gain, freedom to give and freedom to share, freedom from want and that of despair, freedom to live and freedom to die, freedom to laugh and freedom to cry, freedom to speak and freedom to listen, freedom to act based on a wise decision, freedom from war and freedom of peace, freedom to begin and freedom to cease, freedom from sickness and freedom of health, freedom from poverty and mishandled wealth, freedom from wrong and freedom from being right, freedom of the day and freedom of the night, freedom to choose and freedom to reject, freedom to imagine what there is to expect, freedom from lust and freedom from greed, freedom from anger and freedom from greed, freedom from jealousy and freedom from pride, freedom from within and freedom from outside, freedom of always not having anything to hide. So, universal freedom is eternal and infinite bliss. We should all therefore be able to realize this. So let's go and see what people have to say about it. Good morning, Chen.
Good morning.
Tell us, what does freedom mean to you?
Freedom basically means be kinder and nicer to yourself. When you really can be nicer and kinder to yourself, then you are really free yourself from certain rules and regulations the world put on you. Yeah.
How can one find freedom?
I think one can find freedom, through gain the knowledge of this word, and get to know this word, and through the faith of God, and through the love and warm relationship of people. Yeah.
What message would you give to the world, Chen?
My English is not great, but I love the word. I hope the word can love me as well. Yeah, and you just be a free man.
Chen, that was a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good morning, Peter.
Morning, everybody. Morning, Sanjay.
Tell us, what does freedom mean to you?
I think freedom means two things. It means the chance to choose things for yourself and not have anybody tell you what you ought to be choosing. And we all know about that kind of freedom. But I think it also means the ability to live somewhere where that is possible. Because lots of people live in parts of the world where they would like to choose for themselves, but the choices just aren't there. So it's not just an individual thing. I think freedom is part of the system you live in. And so you need families with freedom in them, and you need countries with freedom in them, and you need societies and corporations with freedom in them.
So how does one find freedom?
I think one finds freedom, first of all, in faith, because faith lets you know that you are who you are because of who God says you are, not who anybody else says you are. But I think faith also helps you find freedom because you build relationships of freedom with other people. And I think this is what people miss about freedom so often. They think freedom means I do my thing and I don't care about anybody else. Actually, freedom is something that's held between people. It's a relationship you have with people you trust. So there's no freedom without a certain degree of trust. And so I'm not a libertarian. I don't believe in the politics of everybody leave everybody else alone and there's no community. I think the ideal community, the ideal relationship, is one where freedom is something that we agree on together.
What message would you give to the world, Peter?
Jesus will give you freedom, but he will give you freedom not against other people, but by making better relationships with other people.
Peter, that was amazing. Thank you.
Thanks, Sanjay.
Good morning, Jamie.
Hi, Sanjay.
Tell us, what does freedom mean to you?
Freedom. Another word for freedom, I think, is choice. And, well, when you look at the world at the moment, when choice is taken away from people politically, they have to live by a certain worldview and mindset. They have to do certain things. Choice is taken away. Freedom is taken away. So I think, but that's true of all of us in every country in the world. We can live with or without choice. We can actually think that we have to behave in a certain way. So to not have freedom is to not have choice, to think that you have to live a certain way.
So how does one find freedom?
Well, again, as I'm a Christian, I would say that true freedom is found in Jesus Christ. The Bible says that it was for freedom that Christ has set us free. So much in the New Testament, in the Bible as a whole, is about this beautiful word, freedom. And I think one of the things that, to come back to that word choice, what Jesus gives, if you trust in Jesus, if you give your life to Jesus, so many people think that if I live according to a religion, it's going to make my choices smaller. I have to live in a certain way. The reverse is true. What it does is it opens your life out because you suddenly realize I don't have to live being told what to believe, because Jesus, if he is the creator of all things, he opens up the whole of life, the whole choices to us, and we get to enjoy the beauty of living in this world with him, all of the opportunities that gives.
What message would you give to the world?
Talk to Jesus. Many people think I can't pray because I'm not religious. Doesn't matter. Just talk to him. Get yourself alone and say, Jesus, I'm talking to you right now, and I need your freedom. I need to be able to live with choice in my life, that actually I don't need to do what everyone else is doing. I need freedom within that can then express itself in a life of love.
Jamie, that was touching. Thank you very much. Good morning, John.
Morning, Sanjay.
Tell us, what does freedom mean to you?
Freedom to me means that I don't have to be told what to do, when to do things. I don't have people controlling my life. Yes, we have rules. Yes, we have laws. But I'm a free man. My family are free. My friends are all free.
So how does one find freedom?
Well, to find freedom, you've got to think what it means to the individual, what they call freedom. Obviously, it's very different for people in different countries, under different laws, different rules. They have restricted freedom in a lot of countries.
What message would you give to the world?
To the world and freedom, everyone loves freedom. No one likes to be told what you have to do, when to do it. And we all strive to have that part of us where we don't get told. It's nice, you feel free.
John, as always, a pleasure. Thank you.
No problem, Sanjay.
Good morning, Brad.
Good morning.
Tell us, what does freedom mean to you?
Oh, freedom. The fundamental right of everybody to go where they need to go, do what they want to do, and not take anything, have anybody talking to you and saying you can't do it. That's freedom.
How does one achieve freedom?
Well, what's nothing better than throwing a backpack on your back, filling it full of some goodies and hitting off into the woods somewhere just to commune with nature and be there and give a break for a couple of hours, just sort of chilling out, letting the wonders of the world wash by.
What message would you give to the world?
Okay, I'd say stay safe, be good, and take care.
Brett, that was amazing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Good morning, Tom.
Morning, Sanjay.
Tell us, what does freedom mean to you?
Freedom for me is it's just a fundamental right. But I think in the Western democracies that we live in, spanning from the US to Western Europe and other parts of the world, we take it for granted because not everybody in the world is free. So for me, freedom is freedom of expression, freedom of speech, freedom to be artistic, freedom to make money, capitalism. And these are the kind of ideals that, like I say, we take for granted. But, in a lot of countries in the world, they're just not a reality because some countries are run by dictators and autocrats who stifle any form of freedom. So it's important to appreciate the freedoms that we have.
Tom, tell us, how does one find freedom?
So I think freedom is one of these ideals that you have to take advantage of, for example. When it comes to the Western world, capitalism, we have the freedom to have ideas, to protect those ideas through copyright and other laws. So it's something that we have and we can exploit to our own advantage. But I think when it comes to freedom, it's also important to have a little caveat. Freedom, I think, also involves having solidarity with other people. So other people who aren't free, we should stand with them and try and help them to be free.
What message would you give to the world?
Like I say, freedom is one of the fundamental things that we take for granted in life. And when you have it, you should appreciate it and try and share that with the world. So that would be my thoughts on that.
Tom, thank you once again.
No problem, Sanjay.
As we come to the end of this episode, and we've been talking about finding freedom, and we can see that throughout history, man has fought for the right to be free. Through their efforts, we have come to a new age of success and liberty. So today, let us remind ourselves what freedoms we have and what freedoms we take for granted. Here are some benefits of our freedom. We are free to set goals of our choosing, make our own decisions, spend our time, energy, and our efforts on the pursuit of our happiness. We are free to add value to our lives and to the lives of others. We are free to live a healthy life, to exercise, to be fit in body, mind, and spirit. We are free to laugh and play. We have fun in life, and above all, we are free to be the best person, best friend, best student, best parent, best co-worker, best team member we possibly can. So go and enjoy your freedom.